Amazing. Welcome yourself to the mat. We'll start lying down. Today's practice, Vinyasa flow and sweeping spirals. We'll explore more circular movement within the body and also spirals of the body and rotation. Start off lying down onto your back and take up more space than you normally would. So feet as wide or even wider than the mat. Reach your arms overhead in a kind of like a V shape if that's not comfortable for you. Arms in a low V. And here, allow this to be a posture of letting go of how you think things should be, or letting go of any expectations. Allow this to be a posture of cleaning the slate, wiping the chalkboard. Allow yourself to be supported by the ground and your mat, or the ground. You don't even need a mat for this practice. Supported by your breath. And you're also supported by the architecture of your body, your bones. As you accept the support of the ground, your bones, and your breath, letting go of any unnecessary tension, bringing a sense of sweetness and surrender and easefulness into our efforts today in this exploration of spirals, in this exploration of movement potential as you explore the spaces and places that have not been visited in a while. Allow your tissues to drape over your bones, carrying with you or keeping in your awareness the sense of support so that you don't need to do more work than is required. Right? Finding the sweetness in the strength, the easefulness in our efforts. Even allowing the bones of your face to be heavy towards the ground as you soften your face, your brow, the corners of your eyes. And keeping your feet wide. Bring your arms straight out from your shoulders in a T position. And we'll explore some spirals, the spirals of our limbs, our arm bones, and our thigh bones. Keep your palms facing up and rotate the inner thighs inward, toes face in towards each other. And allow the inner rotation to start high up in your body around your waist. And as you exhale, palms down and toes out. Inhale, palms up, toes in from the waist. Exhale, palms down and toes out. 4 more times, rhythm of your own breath. Exploring internal rotation and external rotation of the arm bones, of the thigh bones. And we'll meet. With the palms up, slide the feet close in towards each other. Slide the arms closer in towards your body. And begin to rock it out. Press your heels into the ground. As you point and flex your feet, upper body begins to rock all the way up to your shoulders and your head, making sure you're not taking yourself too seriously. We're ridding ourselves of rigidity. And circle your ankles 5 times each direction. Tap in the first part of class into the strength of the subtle. Finding your center, bending one knee and the other. Hugging one knee in and then the other. And begin to rock side to side. First little rocks, little rocking, small rocking. So we're using the ground as feel back to map out our back body, the topography of our back body. Right? We are not able to see our back body with our own eyes. We can use the mat and the ground for feel back to feel the soft tissue, the bones, the plateaus, the tops of the mountains and the valleys. What's going on back there? And make the rocking side to side bigger. As you rock to the right, you can first lower your right knee down and then the left, rolling all the way to your right side. And then lead your way to center, left knee, left leg, and to the left side. And feeling the points of contact on the ground as you roll side to side with a sense of curiosity and playfulness. Noticing the pressure points as you roll from one side, passing through center to the other. Allowing your head to roll to the side. Let's do one more time, each side. Feel free to do whatever you like with your arms. There might be some kind of movement that's calling to you at any time in class. If I haven't suggested it, go for it. And we'll meet center. Bring the knees together. And little circling of the knees. So you feel like you may be circling around your sacrum. 5 times each direction. You're mapping out the back of your pelvis, your lower back. Keeping your face relaxed and soft. And we'll bring it to center, and now feeling the articulation, the movement of the femur in the hip socket, the thigh bone. Circle your knees away from each other and back together, center. 3 times each direction. It's as if your thigh bone is it's like stirring soup. Thigh bone in the hip socket. Reversing. Taking time to notice the subtle. And the circular movement, especially in the joints, can be very healing and nourishing and grounding with the breath. And bring it to center. Release your arms by your sides and lower right foot down and left foot down. Feet in or hip width distance apart. We'll bring awareness to the rocking of the pelvis. So as you exhale, bring the pubic bone forward to the center of the thigh bone. So be forward and up towards the sky. So you might feel your lower back making contact with the ground. And then releasing the pubic bone to the ground, and you may feel there's more space between your lower back and the ground. On your exhale, lifting the pubic bone towards the sky. Notice what happens with the belly and lower down. And do that 5 more times, Om breath, and noticing where you're working more than you need to. Can you explore this movement with less stress, with more ease? And imagine your pelvis is rocking like the bottom of a rocking chair. Smoothing out the movement like the bottom of a rocking chair. And we'll meet in a neutral position. For today, neutral will be where you feel your sitting bones reaching towards the front of the mat. So about the 2 frontal hip points, even with your pubic bone, somewhere in between for you. And then reach your arms out to the sides again in that T position, palms facing up. Curl your right fingertips in, bend your right elbow, make contact with your chest. So right hand to your chest. As you reach your right hand towards your left hand, allow the knees to fall to the left, reach. Keep your knees to the left and make a big flappy sweeping circle, right arm overhead until the right arm is to the right. So you're in a supine twist. And we'll do that a couple more times. Keep your knees to the left. So curl your right fingertips in. Right hand makes contact to the chest and reach past your left fingertips. And once you've reached past, make a big flappy sweeping circle, half circle around until your right hand reaches the right. And one more time, curling the right fingertips, bend the right elbow, making contact with your chest. Reach past your left fingertips. Big floppy sweeping half circle until your right arm's to the right and your head could turn to the right. And we'll stay here for a good couple of cycles of breath. Three-dimensional breathing, breathing the sides and the back as much as you do the front. Feeling the support of the ground so you can let go of any unnecessary tension, letting go of any of the bracing you have in your body in anticipation of what's to come, even in anticipation of what's to come for the rest of the day. And then we'll reverse it. So take that big floppy half circle, reverse it, right arm up and around until right hand meets the left. Reach as far as you can. And reverse it, plug the right shoulder blade, right arm bone to the back body, then bend the elbows, make contact to your chest. And sweep the knees to center. Okay, now other side, curl your left fingertips. Bend your left elbow, left hand makes contact to the chest as you slide your left hand to the right. Let the knees fall to the right. Reach past your right fingertips. And then big floppy sweeping circle to the left. Keep your knees to the right. Pause. And we'll do that again. Curl your fingertips, bend your left elbow, make contact with yourself as you reach past your right fingertips. And a big floppy half circle, left arm to the left. And pause. One more time, curl the left fingertips, bend the left elbow, making contact with yourself, smooth, velvety movement as you reach left fingertips past the right, and big floppy half circle, staying here, shoulder blades heavy, your head is turning to the left, and again, accepting the support of the ground, your bones, your breath, to let go of any unnecessary tension. Allow the tissues to drape over you. Let's reverse this time. Reverse the big floppy circle overhead. So you're rolling to the right. Reach past with your left fingertips past the right. And then plug the shoulder blade back, arm bone back. Bending the elbow, left arm to the left. And bringing your knees to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And you could grab on, let's start grabbing onto the back of the right thigh as you begin to rock it backwards and forwards. And as you rock it back, interlace your hands behind your left leg. And keep alternating forward and back. And something a little bit different. And one more time each side. And we'll make our way to seated position. Easy pose. What may not feel so easy, right shin in front of your left shin, opposite ankle, opposite knee. And we're going to sweep on over to the left. So you're going to take your right arm to the right, reach to the right, and then sweep it over, slide your left arm to the left. You could bend the left elbow, pause here. And begin to sweep towards your left knee until you sweep both arms to center into a forward fold. And pause here, a couple cycles of breath. Breathing into the back body as much as the front. Root down through the sitting bones, belly in and up. Breathe into the back body as you roll it all the way on up to center. We'll do that again, but add on. So the left hand will be to the left. Reach your right arm to the right. Reach to the right. So it's a lateral glide. And then reach up and over. Slide the left arm, left hand to the left. Left elbow down. And then from here, big sweeping spiral until both arms and your chest and your belly button are towards the right knee. Breathe here, breathing into the back body. Sitting bones heavy. And now you're going to slide your right arm behind you, so a little bit behind your right hip. And now sweep the left arm over. Okay. And then reach your upper body, the chest, more towards your right knee. And then open it up and flip your left palm up. Again, diagonal to the right knee, flip the palm down. And spin your ribs and your chest to the sky and flip your left palm up. Let's do that 2 more times. Rhythm of your own breath. We're exploring. We're not trying to make anything too crisp and definitely not trying to make anything perfect. And we'll meet back up to center. Keep the left arm up. Take your right hand behind your tailbone on the ground, and we'll take a twist to the right. So now left hand to right knee. Lengthen through the spine as you exhale. Twist to the right. And again, accept the fullness of your breath. Pressing whatever's touching the ground down, rooting down to rise up, and then expanding with each inhale and hugging in with each exhale. And mindfully as you can, unwind, bring it to center. Keep your right foot where it is and extending your left leg out. Take your hands behind you and do a couple ankle circles, 3 times each direction. Good. And now you're going to keep your right hand behind you, maybe a little bit further away from your right hip. Just sweep your left arm up and around as you press down and lift your hips, and pause here for 3, 2, and 1. Sweep it down. And we'll explore that all on the other side. So left shin will be in front, right hand on the ground. Reach your left arm to the left in a lateral glide here. As you sweep the left arm to the right, slide your right hand to the right and bend the right elbow either to hover or maybe it will make contact with the ground. And a big sweeping circle towards the front, both arms in front. So the chest and the spine is lengthening forward, folding inward, looking inward and breathing. For another 3, 2, and 1. Roll it up. And we'll do that again, more at a diagonal. Left hand to the left and reaching. Oh, I guess we do the opposite side we did before. My bad. So reaching the left arm and over to the right. Big sweeping circle until you land at your left knee and pause here. Exploring the movement potential in different planes and inviting in more circular spiraling energy. Now sweep the left arm behind you as you sweep the right arm overhead. And now chest and belly towards the right knee, or left knee rather, right palm down. And then spin the ribs and chest towards the sky and flip your right palm to the sky. So we're also exploring internal external rotation of the arm bone. 2 more times. Rhythm of your own breath. We're taking our time to pause and feel and to listen and observe and allow. To feel whatever it is we feel in familiar and unfamiliar variations. We'll bring it to center and use the right hand to lift you straight up and sliding the left hand to the base of your spine and twisting to the left. So maintain that sense of length through the spine by grounding down through the sitting bone. Making sure you're leaving enough space in the twist for your breath and to settle into yourself. For another 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully as you can, bring it back to center. Hands down on the ground, extending your right leg in front. 3 circles with the ankles. And keeping your left hand on the ground, but you could slide it a little bit further away at a diagonal. Sweep the right arm around as you press down, lift the hips. For 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully sweep it down. Let's bring the feet now as wide, a little bit wider than your hips if you're facing the short side of your mat, about that width. And some windshield wipers side to side here. So exploring through internal rotation and external rotation of the thigh bones. Let's meet with the knees to the right. And take your left foot and use your hand to slide it in and try to be more on the top of the foot for this variation rather than the inner edge of the left foot. So top of the foot, more like half hero's pose. And we're going to lead this movement from the left hip, exploring the internal rotation of the hip and the thigh bone. So I'm taking my left hand to my left hip and I'm bringing my left hip towards my right knee. And then my belly and my chest and then my head, my neck and my head complete the movement. And then I unwind for this variation from the hip and then the rest of my spine. Let's do that 3 more times. So left hip towards right knee. Allow the twist to travel all the way up to the head. And unwind from the left hip and unwind the rest of the spine. About 2 more times here. And if you want, you could add the arms in any way that you like. 2 to 3 more times. I don't know, allow it to be a little bit free flow with the arms, however they want to go. So we have some suggested leading, a suggestion of leading with the left hip, but you could add the arms. And then we'll make our way to center. Take your right hand a little bit behind your right hip. And again, leading this movement of the left hip towards the right knee. Then sweep the left arm up and over and lift your hips up. For 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully as you can, sweep it down. Come more onto the inner edge of your left foot like we did in the beginning. And with or without hands, you can switch on over to the other side. Top of the right foot, right heel closer in towards your bottom for this variation. You can take right hand to right hip to feel the movement of the right hip towards the left knee. And then the rest of the spine follows. And then unwind from the right hip and the spine unwinds as well. Again, we'll do that about 4 or 5 more times, own breath, adding the arms however you like. I like to lead with my right arm, the movement of the hip as I twist through the upper spine. Whatever you like. Might be different on this side. It's fun to explore. But initiate this movement from the right hip, the frontal right hip towards the left knee. And we'll meet center, left hand, a little bit behind the left hip. And again, right hip towards the left knee. Allow the rest of the spine to travel. Then sweep the right arm up and lift the hips and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully as you can, releasing. And now we could do right to left. Right, so I could sweep my right arm around, let the knees travel. Right hand down and sweep the arm up, sweep the hips up. And make it your own, side to side. You can keep your hands behind you as you transition. 2 to 3 more times. Each direction. Maintaining a soft face through the exploration of the circling, spiraling, and rotating. Fast or slow as you like. And we'll meet with the knees to the right. And make your way to a kneeling position. You can make your way to hands and knees. And a couple of circling cat-cows. 3 times each direction. Allow your head to get into it. And we'll walk our hands forward, slide onto your belly, walk the knees back if you need to. And forehead to the ground to start. Bring your arms to the side, palms facing up. And then turn your head to the right. Relaxing your shoulders. We'll set up for a variation of Locust Pose. Press the tops of the feet down, press the pubic bone down, press the hands down, lift your armpits, lift your shoulders. As you make your way into Locust, bringing your forehead center, keeping a slight tucking of the chin in towards the chest. Keep the back of the hands down and lift and lengthen your legs. For another 3, pubic bone down, 2, and 1. As you lower, turn your head to the left and rest there. Relax your head, relax your face. One more round. Press the tops of the feet down. Press the pubic bone down. Press the hands down as you lift the armpits, shoulder blades onto the back. Lift the head, keep the back of the neck nice and long, and lift and lengthen your legs, lifting not from your lower back, but from the bottom fibers of your glutes. And squeeze your legs towards straight. Engage the front of your thighs for 3, 2, and 1. Overlapping the hands, rest your forehead to the ground. Couple cycles of breath to breathe your belly into the ground on the inhale. Exhale, belly and ribs soften away from the ground. And releasing your hands, forehead to the ground. Slide your hands back and curl your toes under. Lift your shoulders and now lift your knees away from the ground, pubic bone down, and press your heels back, especially the inner edges of your feet. And slowly release the knees down, however way you want to transition. Making your way into child's pose. Bring the hips back, forehead to the ground, and arms sweep back. Relax your shoulders. And taking power in the pause. And on your next inhale, sweep the arms forward. And make your way into puppy dog pose. So you're going to walk the knees or hands, knees back, so thighs below, thigh bones below the hips, or you could walk the arms forward. And it's like down dog, but you're on your knees. Press the tops of the feet down. Take whatever variation you like. For me, I'm going to keep my armpits and my forearms resist collapsing to the ground. Drop your tailbone and soften the belly and ribs in for 3, 2, and 1. Wave-like movement to come on up, walking your hands back. So knees below your hips and wrists below your shoulders. Bring the right knee out to the right, and then bring your right knee towards your right elbow, and circle one more time like that, and reverse. So do 2 times, rotating through the right hip socket. And we'll meet with the right knee down, and extend now the right leg to the right. So we're coming into like a gate-like pose. And a couple rounds of cat-cows with the spine here. Couple rounds of cat-cows with the spine. And meeting center, and take your left arm to the left, Open up through the chest if that feels good to you. Flip the left palm back, bend the elbow, and rest the back of your left hand to the sacrum. And then reach the left arm up. And as you exhale, you could bend the elbow and reach towards your right foot. Taking a twist here. We'll do that a good couple rounds. Inhaling up, flip the palm back, taking internal rotation and towards the right leg. About 4 more times, rhythm of your own breath. Again, we're not forcing in any way. We're exploring. Meet yourself where you are. And making sure that you're maintaining a soft face practice through this exploration is one way to make sure you're not doing more than you need to. Allowing best you can the movement to be easeful and not forceful. Forcing cuts off feeling. And we'll meet for a good couple cycles of breath, threading the left arm to the right, pausing here, left side of your head and face to the ground. Breathing fully into your rib basket, into all sides of your body. For another 3, 2, and 1, slowly releasing. Reaching your left arm up, flip the palm, bend the elbow. And breathing here, a couple cycles of breath for another 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully as you can, releasing and bringing the right knee below the right hip. Other side, starting with the hip circles. Lifting the left knee to the side towards the left elbow 2 times, each direction. And we'll meet with the left leg extended to the left. A couple rounds of cat-cows with the left leg to the left, keeping that right knee below your right hip. And then we'll explore some thread the needle variations in this gate pose variation. Bring it to center, reach the right arm up. If you want, you can flip the palm, bend the elbow, and release the right arm and thread to the left. And in the transitions, reach towards the corners of the room. See if you can lead for this variation, the movement from the fingertips. And see and explore how this movement may change if your eyeballs follow the direction of your right fingertips. About 2 to 3 more rounds, exploring the spirals of internal, external rotation. Let's meet with the right arm threading to the left. You can rest the right side of your face towards the ground. Maybe even leaning more your upper back to the right. Breathing fully all sides of your body. Another 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing. Reaching the right arm up if you want. Flip the palm, bend the elbow. And a twist to the right. Gaze could be wherever you like. Full 3-dimensional breathing. For another 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing, right arm up, right hand down, and left knee below the left hip. Bring the hips back for a moment into child's pose. Sweep the arms back and forehead to the ground. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And sweep your arms forward again. And you can wave your way towards your belly. So you can keep it nice and low. Elbows point back as you slide it through your arms, forehead to the ground. And this time, overlap your hands one on top of the other, forehead to the ground. Bringing your feet about inner hip width distance apart, and make sure your knees are pointing straight down. You need to keep your hands connected and the back of your top hand connected to your forehead. Lift your right leg up. Lift your elbows up, shoulder blades onto your back, and then lift your hands and your head together and turn your nose to the left. So right leg is lifted, nose turning to the left. Bring it to center and lift your left leg and turn your nose to the right. Again, bring it to center. Lift your right leg, turn your nose to the left. Center, left leg, turn your nose to the right. One more time, each direction. Right leg lifts, turn your nose to the left. Center, left leg lifts, turn your nose to the right. And slowly bring it to center and release your head and your forehead and your hands to the ground. Relax your shoulders. Process what just happened there. Settle into your breath. And as you release your hands, forehead to the ground, slide your hands back, curl the toes under, and make your way back into a child's pose variation, bringing the hips back. And then walk your hands back in line or right in front of your knees, enough that you're able to push yourself up into a low crouch. So you'll lift your knees up, the heels might be lifted, and looking inward, belly and ribs in. Reorientating ourselves in space, allow yourself to be supported by the ground and by your breath. And walk your hands back until your heels come down. Lift your hips until your heels come down, until you make your way into a really floppy forward fold. Make sure your heels are on the ground. And for this variation, flip onto the back of your hands, palms facing up. We're not going to slide our hands underneath, but have your palms facing up. And then keep the arms really heavy and dangling. Press into your heels and belly in and up as you keep the back of the hands on the ground into a halfway lift. So the knees are soft, the spine is long, the back of the skull is long, and the arms are dangling. Keep the arms dangling, but the integrity of your heels pressing down, connecting to the core. Keep your spine nice and long as you come up with a long spine, but with dangly, relaxed arms all the way on up to standing. Reorientate yourself in space here. I'm just going to change the angle so you can see. So we'll now explore some of that side circling movement in a more fluid way, but standing. So lean on over to the right. So imagine you're like a waterfall to the right. Bend the knees and flow all the way to the ground. It could be lava if you like, until you circle to the front with the back of the hands on the ground like we just did. And halfway lift, dangly arms, palms facing up, press to the heels, long spine, come all the way on up to center. Let's do that on the other side. So lean like a waterfall to the left. As you do that, bend the knees and like hot lava, flowing all the way to the ground until you come into forward fold, palms facing up. Keep the knees bent and the arms relaxed. Press down to the heels and lengthen through the spine. Halfway lift. Keep that halfway lift on your way on up to standing. One more time each side. Flow to the right till you can't flow anymore. Bend the knees all the way, flowing to the ground until you come to center, back of the hands, floppy arms, but connected to the earth, belly and ribs in, extend the spine. Keep the spine extended in that halfway lift as you press to the heels, floppy arms, and come all the way on up to standing. Flow now to the left side. You can let the head go. Bend the knees, melting to the ground until you make your way to center. back of the hands, letting go. You can think of something in your life that you would like to let go of here. Then pressing through the feet, lengthen through the spine, dangly arms, but long spine, core, awaken, make your way all the way and up to center. Some explorations now of circling within the shoulder socket. So first, circle your right shoulder blade back 3 times. Now bend the elbow, right fingertips, and circle the right elbow back 3 times. And now the entire arm circles back 3 times. And now we'll do the other way, leading with the shoulder blade, right shoulder blade forward 3 times. Fingertips to the shoulder, elbow forward 3 times. Entire arm 3 times forward. And now reach the right arm to the right, a little bit of a lateral glide here, and then bend the elbow and reach to the left. The rotation, especially the thoracic spine. One more time. Reach, lateral glide with the ribs to the right, bend the elbow and reach to the left. And bring it back to center. Reach the right arm up and over and slide to the left. And bend your knees and flow down to the ground, melt to the ground. And press down through the feet, long spine like we did before. Come all the way on up. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. If you're at the back of the mat, right arm up and over. Bend the knees, melt to the ground until you're to center. Now staying center here, flip onto the palms to the ground and walk your hands all the way forward until you make your way into a high push-up position. And notice the strength of the upper body and the arms. Ask your core and your legs to do the same amount of work. Keep the back of the skull in line with your sacrum. And we'll make our way into a bent knee, downward facing dog. Bend the knees. Bent knee, down dog, reach the hips up. And walk the hands all the way back until you make your way into a low crouch again. Hips towards the heels, fingertips forward. And begin to walk the hands back as you lift the hips enough to lower the heels to the ground. Flip onto the back of your hands and relax your head. And coming into a halfway lift. And press through the feet, long spine, dangly arms. Come all the way back on up. I'm just going to change angles so that we explore the other side, leading with the left shoulder blade. 3 circles back with the shoulder blade. And now the elbow. Circle back 3 times. An entire arm circling back. And the opposite direction, left shoulder blade forward. Left elbow forward. Leading with the elbow. And then you can lead with the fingertips with the entire arm. 3 times forward. And bring your left arm to the left, lateral glide to the left. And then reach across. Oh, probably added the lateral glide on that one. And to the left. And reach to the right. Pause here, a couple cycles of breath for 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring it to center. Left arm to the left. Reach the left arm to the right. Slide the right arm down and melt. Bend the knees, sweep, circle towards the ground. Floppy forward fold, palms facing up. Press the heels down, lengthen through the spine. So spinal extension, maintain spinal extension. Engagement of the core, floppy arms all the way back on up. Reaching left arm to the left. Reach it up and over to the right, slide the right arm down. And then bending the knees, circle it all the way on down. Flip the hands so the palms are touching the ground and walk it forward now into plank pose. And a couple cycles of breath here in plank pose. Shoulders from the ears. Whatever's touching the ground, press away. So pressing the hands down, balls of the feet down. Asking the core and the legs to do as much work as the upper body. Breathing for another 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees down and child's pose. Sweeping the arms back, palms up. You can keep your forehead to the ground and rock your forehead side to side. Or you could turn your head to one direction. And then switch directions if you turned your head. And then make your way to center. Hands a little bit in front of the knees. Lift yourself up. And now take your left elbow in front of your left knee and the right hand to the outside of your right knee. And take a little bit of a twist here. So I'm hugging my elbows in and I'm twisting to the right. Broaden through the collarbones. Keep the back of the skull nice and long. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing, and we'll switch sides. So right elbow, right forearm to the ground, right elbow in front of right knee. Slide your left hand to the outside of your left knee. And shoulders soften away from your ears and twist to the left. And breathing. 3-dimensional breath for 3, 2, and 1. Mindfully make your way to center. Float it forward onto your hands and knees. And you could cross at your ankles or sweep your feet around and make your way onto your back. First, flowing bridges, and we'll add on. Lower down, feet about inner hip width distance apart. Arms at your sides and palms facing down. Press through the outline of your feet and lifting from your sitting bones. Lift your arms overhead and exhale. Lower the arms as you lower the hips. 3 more times, rhythm of your own breath. Relaxing your face. Right, the back body is awake and the face in the front of your body is relaxed. So belly and ribs soften down. Allow the back body to support and initiate this movement, not the belly and ribs. Belly and ribs soft to the back body. And we'll add on a little bit of crossing midline and rotation here. So as I lift my hips, I'm going to flip my right palm up. I'm going to lift my left arm and reach my left arm to the back right corner, palm down. So I'm going to be rolling more towards my outer right shoulder. And then slowly lower down and switching sides. So left palm up. As I lift my hips, my right arm and fingertips watch, my right fingertips reach towards the back left corner. And mindfully as I can, releasing. One more time. And the gaze could follow 1 or 2 more times, each direction. So the hand that stays on the ground flips up, and the hand that's reaching flips down. And we'll slowly make our way to our bottoms. Extend your left leg forward and hug your right knee into your chest. And 3 circles here of the thigh bone in the hip socket. 3 times each direction. Good. Now extend your right arm straight out from your right shoulder. Left hand to the outside of the right knee or thigh and guide your right knee to the left. Okay, good couple of cycles of breath here. Allowing the back of the right hip to release. We'll do something similar we did in the beginning, but in that reverse. Extend your left arm straight out from your left shoulder. Make a look towards your right fingertips, and then big floppy circle until the right arm is reaching past your head, and the right palm is down. And then you begin to roll more towards your left until you find more of a froggy right leg, like a half frog leg here. So you can allow your chest to turn, your head to turn. So you might feel some, keep it at a easeful compression on your left shoulder and breathe. Allowing the right knee to reach as far as the right knee wants to reach. Right, as much as a natural movement of the right knee to the right as you roll your upper body to the left, towards your left arm. And then you could reverse that. Big floppy circle towards the right arm. And feel free to linger in this shape or any of those other shapes or explore. Again, a couple times, big floppy circle until you're laying over your left arm. Maybe 2 to 3 times, or linger in any of those places that you feel like need extra attention and awareness. Right? As we roll to the left arm, the right knee can slide to the right, more into that froggy half frog. Right leg. And this is your practice. Meet yourself where you are. We'll slowly make our way all the way onto our backs against center. You could extend both legs forward, pause and notice any shifts or changes. Other side, hug your left knee in. And 3 circles of the thigh bone in the hip socket, each direction. Feeling what you feel. Now let's guide the left knee to the right with the right hand, left arm straight out from the left shoulder. Allow the left thigh bone to release. Allow the outer left hip to let go of any unnecessary tension or holding. And to find as much ease and surrender in the shape, in the movement. And we'll reverse that big floppy circle. Left arm reaches up over the left bicep, maybe over your left ear, as you roll onto your right arm enough to soften or turn your chest towards the right arm. So you might feel some compression through the outer right shoulder to the right shoulder. Breathe as you allow the left knee to slide to the left. So it becomes like an inner thigh stretch. And breathe. Again, accepting the support of the ground and your bones and your breath. And if you like, reverse that big floppy circle until left arm is to the left. Relaxing your face if you want, flowing in between those 2 places, lingering at any one of those expressions, shapes, for more time in those interesting and feel-good places. Again, maintaining awareness of your breath. This side might be a completely different story. Honor where you are on this side. A couple more cycles of breath. All right, might find with each repetition, the belly softens more towards the ground as you roll towards that right arm. We'll slowly release, making your way onto your back in any resting pose you like. It could be the same one you did before. Taking up space, maybe a little bit more space than you normally do, than you usually do, and noticing how that feels for you to take up space. Noticing if it's something that you long for, if there's somewhere in your life that you would like to take up more space. Reflecting on any insights you may have gained about yourself, about your practice, as you once again accept the support of the ground. Allowing the bones to support you, and the bones are supported by the ground. Allow your tissues to drape over you. Allow your skin to drape over you like a blanket. Once again, becoming a clean slate as you allow the breath to breathe you and wash over you. Bones of your face are heavy to the back of your skull, allowing your face to soften. You are supported, giving the weight of your body to the ground and no longer controlling your breath. You are supported from the inside out. Allowing yourself to settle into yourself, into your Shavasana, into your resting shape. Inviting more space in between top and bottom teeth, especially the back teeth. Releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Stay here as long as you're able to, longer if you need. If not, slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bringing movement back to your fingers and your toes. Gently turning your head side to side. And with awareness, you bring your legs closer together, bending one knee on the other. And then hugging one knee into the chest and the other. Give yourself a hug of gratitude for investing this time on your mat. And with awareness, rolling on to whatever side you like, pausing there. Head is the last thing to come on up. As you make your way to a comfortable seated position, eyes could be closed or a soft gaze. Overlap your hands on top of your heart. Think of one thing in your life that you are grateful for, no matter how big or small. And we'll end together with one cleansing breath. First, empty out all the air from your lungs. Inhale through your nose, fill up. And exhale, ha. As always, gratitude for practicing together. May it all be of benefit to us and everybody else around us. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for breathing and moving together.